Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's Dave and today I'm finally looking at the Hot Wheels Star Wars Imperial Cargo Shuttle. First seen in Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and I have to say I've been after this model for a long time. They are very expensive on the internet, but I was tipped off that Toys R Us, since they were going under and I believe they're closed by now, they were releasing all their inventory. I walked in and they had every single Hot Wheels ship you could think of. Of course, except Yoda's Starfighter, the Inquisitor's TIE, the Arc 170, and Jabba's Sail Barge. But they did have dozens of these. So I picked one of them up, which I was so happy. And then I picked another one up for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which, slowly but surely we're getting there. So I'm excited about that. Now anyway, back to this cool model. The Zeta class cargo shuttle was used to transport troops, building materials, supplies, or as we saw in Rogue One, Kyber crystals. Now this particular model features some moving parts, which we're going to look at, and for its size, it's 2 3/4 inches long and about 4 3/4 inches wide when you drop those wings down. So we do have a lot to cover. We're going to look at the mold, the paint, put on a stand, and like always, compare it to some other ships. So let's get started. Alright, kicking this review off, looking at the mold, like always, I'll go over all the main sections of the ship, and then we'll get nice and close to show off all those details. It's really raining outside. Can you guys hear that? Anywho, we have our wings, which can drop down, and that's pretty cool. I would have liked if they dropped a little more, but this is awesome. And they're not going anywhere. They're on like little ratchet type things, so they're not going to drop on you anytime soon. So we have our wings, 4 of them, connected through the center, so I guess 2 if you want to break it down. Main section of the ship, we have our cockpit. We have 4 laser cannons, 2 on the wings and 2 near the cockpit. Underneath we have our entry ramp, and right here I always call it the cargo section, but in the books it's called the shipment module because I guess this can come out, so that's pretty cool. On the bottom we have our 2 rivets, connector port for the stand, copyright crap. And then in the back, we have our engines, which came out good. So all in all, nice looking ship. So now let's get up close and personal and see what this baby really has to offer. Alright, having a closer look. We'll start with the cockpit section. We can see some little recess, some line work. Pretty cool stuff. We have our little laser cannons right there. I think those came out pretty good and clean. Turning it to this side, you can see the laser cannon again. Pretty cool. And I love these sections here that lead to the wings. I love anything that looks like grates and stuff. And angles. Pretty nice. Looking at the bottom, we have our rivet, our entry ramp. Again, some cool paneling on here. Coming down to our shipment module. Let me get the correct name. Some nice lines here. Our copyright crap, peg port, another rivet. Just amazing stuff. And then we have our engines, which came out cool. I like how they protrude out. Pretty nice. And looking at the side, love all the angles here. Pretty cool. And we'll look at the wings in a few. I just want to get the main body done first. On the top, look at all that cool detail. Love that X there. Some nice line work. Rectangles. Great. Then it comes down to the engines, which is sick. For the interior of the wing, we have some great mold in here and line work, some paneling. Little circles left by the mold, but what are you going to do? And a number 2. Coming on up. More of those circles and more paneling. Pretty cool. Looking at the outer side, we have our laser cannon there, which looks awesome. Some cool details. Moving on up. Love this. A couple raised sections. Pretty sick. They did put a lot of detail into this. And they really didn't do anything down here. So when you open or shut the wing, nothing's rubbing or anything like that. However, they did put these little nicks inside of these circles right here. Or cylinders, I should say. So at least they gave you something. And now for the other wing. We could see the same detailing. Mine has some stress marks down here because I believe they put too much plastic, so it's forcing its way up. But I'll fix that with an X-Acto knife. It's not too bad. And the interior, again, you get the 2 circles from the molding process and some nice line work and paneling. Pretty awesome. And that does it for the mold. As we've seen, it has a lot to offer. My personal favorite parts are the movable wings, the nice fine line work on the body and wings, and also the design in general. I love all the angles. Very nice. Great piece. I personally waited a long time to find one of these, and I'm glad I did. If I had to nitpick it, I wish the wings would drop a little more. But you know what? It's fine for what it is. What do you guys think? So now let's take a look at the paint. Alright, the rain has stopped, so now let's take a look at the paint. On the Imperial cargo shuttle, we're looking at 5 different colors. First one up is a nice gray for the main body. I think it came out pretty damn good. I like that color choice quite a bit. Now, you get 2 different grays, basically. You get the painted die-cast, and then you get the plastic wings. And you can see there is a little shade difference there, or tone. But it's not bad, it's pretty close. Now, on top of that, we have white, scattered all over the top of the vessel, and on the wings. And I'm going to get a close-up of the white and the orange, because what they did was they made it look beat up, as you can see right here. And I think that is a great effect. Now, on the bottom of the ship, or the sides of the wings, the outer sides, we have some white paint. Again, pretty nice. The next color, glossy black, for the windshield of the cockpit. Pretty good. No drips or smears. Pretty clean. And 2 dots on the top of the vessel. And then our last color is a nice electric blue, or sky blue, for the engines. And I love that. The way they protrude and then they only painted the outer side. That is great stuff. So now let's take a quick look at the detail on the orange and white, and then we'll move on. Alright, real quick, just look at the orange and the white. You can see how they're all beat up, and I love that. Pretty nice. Coming down the wind. Pretty cool. I love that. It makes it look all worn and beat. And I'm pretty sure they did that same effect for the Rebel U-Wing fighter. But all in all, nice job, especially with the white. Now with the orange, it's alright. You could tell that they put the orange on the gray, but right here on the front and by the entry ramp, you can see that the paint just sort of smeared, and they tried to clean it, but it just didn't work. And you can see the gray underneath the orange, on the sides anyway. But it is what it is. And that does it for the mold and the paint. So now let's put this beautiful ship back on a stand, compare it to some other ships, and then we'll be done. And just like most Hot Wheels ships, it comes with a cool translucent stand. Peg it in the port, hear that click, and you're good to go. Now for a quick size comparison with the Hot Wheels Star Wars Imperial cargo shuttle. On the right, we have Kylo Ren's command shuttle with the open wings. Pretty cool. And then on the left, one of my favorites in the collection, the Lambda class Imperial shuttle. Awesome. And that does it today for my review of the Hot Wheels Star Wars Imperial Cargo Shuttle. Again, this first featured in Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and for its length, it's about 2 3/4 inches long, which is pretty good. Now, when you drop down those wings, its width is about 4 3/4 inches, so nice. So, it's no lie, I love Rogue One. I thought it was a great film. A lot of people don't agree, but that's what makes the world go round. Different opinions, right? And when I found out Hot Wheels was making a replica of the Imperial cargo shuttle, I couldn't wait. Sadly, it eluded me. I couldn't find it. It never showed up. And then I was tipped off that Toys R Us was liquidating their inventory. Walked into my store and boom, there it was. And I couldn't have been happier to finally find one and add to my collection. But is it worth it? Well, first of all, let's take a look at the mold. As we saw, it has some great line work, raised paneling, different sections, the laser cannons, the engines, the shipment module. Everything's there that should be. And for that, that's pretty good. Now, some people could be nitpicky, the wings are too thick, or like me, the wings don't drop down far enough. But you gotta keep in the back of your head that these are made for kids. So for what this is, it's pretty awesome detail-wise. Now with paint, great stuff. That nice gray. We have our white, orange, glossy black, and that blue for the engines. Great stuff. And also, you get that cool translucent stand with the Imperial symbol on the base. Now, if you're looking to buy one of these, I would heavily suggest going to eBay or Amazon. eBay, I saw a couple of these for 10 bucks here and there. Then again, eBay fluctuates a lot, so you gotta be patient and you gotta look daily. Like always, just be patient, and sooner or later, you'll find what you're looking for. So I recommend this ship for anybody who's a fan of Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, or the Imperials. So that's everything I have to say about this beautiful ship today. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, hit that like button. And if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody!